Hi, my name is Nojad, some of you guys know me as Shubham, and this is my Spurs video podcast. We're going to talk about the January transfer window again. Harry now changed his mind. Apparently we're going to be buying players. We'll look to make a couple of additions. But we're not going to sell anyone though. I think obviously, although we're out of the Europa, injuries can still loom, and obviously you don't want to undermine the confidence of any of the existing players that will possibly be leaving in January, such as your Bassongs and your Pabs. Definitely, obviously we've been linked with Amory. Now, Amory's a pretty good Brazilian player. Played for Juventus, scored 7-11, I think, for Parma last season. He's had a real problem with injuries, but it's fallen so far down the pecking order that they actually will let him go on a free transfer. Essentially, kind of like a Joey Barton, but without the sticking cigars in people's eye kind of thing. And so he's available. And so a lot of people say, well, I don't want him. Well, even if we don't want him, I don't think we're going to get him. And my reasoning is, this. He is an Italian citizen by birth, not by birth. He's acquired Italian citizenship. He plays in Italy. He wants to play in the Italian squad for Euro 2012. Well, better place to do it than in Italy. Obviously, can't move until January, but there are a whole host of Italian clubs. He has to learn a new language. That means uprooting his wife and children to a whole new country. Is it worth it? I don't think so. Not from his mindset. And I think it's a huge sell. And like how you get into a team where essentially the best. But Adebayor has proven himself to be such a talisman in that position. And your chances are going to be very limited. Secondly, the Adebayor example aside, because obviously he's a player that wasn't wanted by his club, but Man City are an anomaly. They can basically buy. They could buy Ronaldo and Messi and decide, you know what, we don't really like their attitudes. We're going to put them in the reserves. I'm not saying they ever would, but that's the ability that their owners, the amount of money they have available. That's what they're able to do if they wanted to. And that's the same with Adebayor. I mean, look at Santa Cruz. What's he doing? 17 million. I don't even know where he's playing now. So Adebayor example aside, I wouldn't want a player that isn't going to get into his team. I want players that are playing well for their sides, but want to really progress with their careers and see us as a good fit. As in, like, I can build. Here's a team that, they're going places, but you know what? I think I can get into that side. And I want players that are playing well for their clubs to be joining us. And one player that I'm surprised that we haven't looked at, even though he's based in the same city as Amory, is a guy called Stevan Jovetic. I've probably pronounced it wrong, so my good friend Peter will tell me, yeah, Braco, you've pronounced it wrong again. And I'm like, sorry, they ain't from that part of the world. He's a Montenegro international. He's 20 years old, so that fits ideally with our transfer policy of buying young talent. He's 6 foot, and he's got very technical skills. He can play as a striker, but he also can play as a winger. So he's an ideal wing forward. And as a 6 foot wing, as we've shown by Gareth Bale, 6 foot wingers, he's obviously, I don't know how quick he is compared to Gareth Bale, and I don't know what his dribbling is like, but I've only seen bits of him on YouTube and bits of him on ESPN, but he is a player that I think he is that wing forward we've been looking for, and we want to play that 4-2-3-1, and we don't really trust Lennon to do that. And I think I've spoken to my good friend Jeremy McConnell about this. There are some players that they have a desire and they want to play football, but you really thought they need a real fire lit under them for them to really make that progression. I think Hudderson's one of them. I think Lennon's another. I don't want to call them baby Bentleys, but they don't. And I'm sure they work hard in training, but I'm not sure that motivation is there because they're not thinking, well, I'm going to get in the team anyway. I'm like a first team pick generally. And I'm second place against any team. And you've got someone like Stephen Pienaar's a very good player. Can't get in the side because of injuries and he isn't playing very well. So I don't see Lennon being really motivated by that. I think someone like Ivetovic, first of all, Fiorentina, as big as I remember them from the Italian not Italia, the Football Italia days of having played like Batistuta. They're very rarely going to be getting into the Champions League. I mean, let's face it, they're actually, I think, level on points of Inter, and Inter won't get in the Champions League, so it looks. So we have a chance to get a player in January who can get in the Champions, we can get him in the Champions League. Secondly, the only thing I don't have issues is the work permit, but I think as he's played in as a Montenegro international, he's got a lot of caps for them. That really shouldn't be an issue. And I think going forward with a lot of games we're going to be having, I think it is a way going forward. And as I said, at 6 foot, he's a couple of inches shorter than say Pavlyuchenko, but he's got an excellent first touch, which Pavlyuchenko doesn't have. He's got very close control, so he could work the channels much more effectively than say a Pavlyuchenko ever could. So I think that's the player I would be leaning towards. People say, well, why would he sell to? Why would they sell him? He's obviously a very good player for them. I think he's like scored 6 and 8 for them. First of all, Fiorentina never had that much money anyway. They're not, the Italian clubs, the money that the Italian clubs used to have, like the financial power, that's now shifted to England and Spain, primarily Barcelona and Real Madrid, and to the big 5 or 6 here. And I still think it's still going to be that way, and I think he is a player that we could get. They've been interested in Niko Kranjčar for a while as a playmaker. I don't see Niko getting back in the team. For me, he looks like a Niko Kranjčar. Definitely not as skillful as Niko. I think Niko's a very skillful player. I think he's probably, I don't know, I think only Van der Vaart comes close to, I think, in terms of skill level, I think him and Van der Vaart are right up there. But he hasn't got that mobility that the Premiership really needs. Obviously, it is a much slower league, and it's one more physical, and I've seen, Jurečević, he's been pushed over, and, looking for the foul. He's not going to get it, because that's typical foreigners. That's what they expect. They're afforded on possession. So if he thinks he doesn't get fouls called against him, called for him in Italy, oh my God, he's not going to get fouls called for him here. So we'll have that 6-month progression. I think you'll have him and Lennon fighting for that one spot on the wing. You'll have him and Adebayor competing for that spot as a striker. And I think he offers that something. And I think versatility is the way forward, especially in his 25-man squad. I want to give a big shout out to Jim Dugan of Top Spurs, who's been very kind enough. He's going to be featuring these videos on the Top Spurs website. And give a big shout out to THFC 1882. Very, very good site. When you come in Spurs, Spurs Odyssey, which I do post on. And there's some really good guys on there. And I had a question about Lady King, and they answered it, and they were fantastic. It's a real incredible source of knowledge there. And SpursForum.co.uk, which is, for me, just a lot of fun to post on. So yeah, check them out, and check out the ads. Please give them a click, and hopefully we'll win today. I hope you enjoyed this video podcast. As I say to all the guys, please click, comment, and if I like your comments enough, I will actually, whether they're disparaging, whatever, if they make me think about something, and they really provide some kind of insight, provide a reaction, good or bad, I'll always be happy. I'll always happily, or maybe not so happily, do a video for them. Alright, take care guys, and come on you Spurs.